peace, prosperity, love, and light. It's your brother, your man, Brother Sadiq Ullah. Just wanted to give an update real quick to the people who might be interested in my brother's Library Incorporated and what we're doing. Some steps we've made. We had a meeting on Thursday, I do believe. Me and my team come to the decision that we're going to go into the spiritual community. We're going to talk to the spiritual leaders at the churches, at the mosques, at the different temples in town. And the goal, of course, is to gather those who are spiritually inclined and they go to church and they feel good. And what we're going to do is intended to make you continue to feel good and give you spiritual value, beyond the day in service. So the goal is to be able to have a life that is of service. So MBL, the 24-hour community center, what we're going to do is talk to the pastors and the preachers and the leaders of these facilities and ask them if we can address their congregation, or if they are willing to address their congregation. I believe we would be better at doing that, but that is the goal, to address the congregation, tell them of the vision, of the plan, of our intention, and let them know what is needed as far as materials, facilities, individuals, funds. All of these things are necessary, and they will have to come from the community in order to be free from government control. So we need all of these people and anyone else who may hear this, who wants to be involved. We are attempting to gather the souls to bring forth our league, our leg, our part of God's kingdom on earth. I know that there are others who are doing different work. What we are doing is part of what will be the new educational format for our youth, the way we will find and mine our children. They all have an individual gift. This has long been known and said and spoken. And so our intention is to mine those gifts, to find out what your natural gifts and aptitudes are, and to find those resources in the community so that we may feed those gifts and nurture those talents and those aptitudes until we can help you to reach your fullest potential. As a youth, as a spirit, as a being, we recognize that it does not matter if you are a male or a female or white or black, that you were put here with a purpose. And if we can help you to find that purpose and nurture that purpose and bring it forward, I think that is the thing that will help to bring forward God's kingdom on earth. So what is God's will on earth? God's will on earth is that those who he created here on this earth reach their fullest potential, and that is all that I believe. So that is my intention, that is my goal, and that is my purpose here. How do you reach your fullest potential? You need to be educated, and you need to be exposed to things that let you know and make you conscious of yourself outside of the matrix. You need to be exposed to different avenues of education to find out what you are gifted at, what you have an interest in. And so I've long said you won't get a rocket scientist if you don't have that child around rocket scientists. You can't turn a child into a carpenter unless he knows a carpenter, unless he's seen it before. And so that's the goal, to put them in front of as many skilled individuals in our community, to give them an opportunity to find their natural gifts, their natural talents, their natural aptitudes, and then for us as community members and leaders to nurture those gifts through community resources, through our own personal educations, through funding, through all of the things necessary to help these children to reach their fullest potential, because it's long been stated that the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Well, what we've done is taught them things that we've already known. We don't accept that they've come here with some things that they may be able to teach us if we just pay attention to them and nurture their natural gifts and aptitudes, and they will probably bring things into the world that we've not seen. So they won't have the labels of doctors or lawyers or the things that we think are prestigious in society today. They will have labels that are unknown to us because they will create things that are unknown to us. So This is about progressive building of the kingdom of God on earth, kingdom of heaven on earth. Heaven on earth is all of us reaching our fullest potential and creating from that potential, helping to support each other in our ventures, in our growth, in our development, versus the competitive mindset that has been, sprawled across the earth for as long as we can remember. So, we are moving into a time of cooperation. Cooperation will allow me to reach my fullest potential because I will have help from those who support what I'm doing, and I will support those who have helped me, and I will support those who I have the opportunity of coming into contact with. So I don't believe that, let me ignore this right now. I don't believe that people have a clear understanding of why they're here. I believe the Matrix has taken over most people's agendas and that they've lost touch with their real purpose for being here. And so my goal with my brother's Library Incorporated, and when it's the name is because I've learned everything that I know from my brothers and my sisters in the community, mainly men. I am a man, so my brother's library, the libraries of my brothers, their minds, their hearts, their actual books. So my brother's library is a vision to bring all of the wisdom in our community, whether it be spiritual education, financial education, health education. All of these things are necessary for us to bring about a better, reality here. And I think we all have a part to play in that. And so the part that I intend to play in that is educational. And if we teach these children what these plants are in our environment, and we teach them about the herbs and the roots and the fruits and the berries and the things that were created when we were created, meaning the earth, the things that come with the earth. If we had a basic understanding and a basic education that was relatable to the earth in our body, okay. Right now, I'm in the sun. I'm what they call earthing, basically walking barefoot, allowing the charge between the earth and the sky, the sun and the earth, to transform the energies in my own body. So this is an education that should be put forward and have our youth be aware of these things, these experiences, and the powers that come with them. So there are energies involved, and I have to watch where I'm walking. That's why I'm kind of standing still, because people don't clean up after their animals, and so I don't want to, of course, step in that. But point being, we all have a purpose here. And I know my purpose. My purpose is to help the youth, to help those who come after my generation to understand that we've been born into a matrix and that we have power to change our own reality. So there are teachers in our community, and I mean the black community. I'm talking about, what you might call the conscious community, right? You have Hebrews, you have Muslims, you have the Aboriginal teachers that say that we are from this land, and they have proof and paperwork for that. And then you have those who say we are from Africa, and there's proof and paperwork from that. And then we have the Adinkra codes. There are so many aspects of knowledge and information that are available to us that we need to share with our youth so that they wake up, so that they grow up, so that they grow up with this knowledge versus having to be taught it after, being programmed by the Matrix as we did, okay? So since I was 17 years old, I've known the spiritual equation of the 85%. The 85% is the deaf, dumb, and blind, okay? They call them sheeple, okay? So the sheeple are the majority of society, and you have the 10%, which are the ruling class, who are, socially engineering the matrix, okay? And so then you have, so that's 95%. 85% deaf, dumb, and blind. The 10% are the ruling class, and then you have the 5% who are people like myself, the Unraveler, Brother Yaqui. There's several, blue pill, red pill, real Nagas. There's so many other brothers and sisters out here doing the knowledge, and if we go back, we talk Dr. Phil Valentine. All of these people are wisdom bringers, and these are things that we need to be teaching to our youth versus, not saying that I shouldn't be knowing this knowledge and I shouldn't be sharing it with those who are of my age, but if we are attempting to change the world, we have to give this information to our youth, because they are the ones who will grow up with it, and they will build from it, and they will create from it, and that will be God's kingdom on earth, because everyone is reaching their fullest potential. Okay, so if someone is to ask what is God's will on earth, God's will on earth is that the creation, which is you and me, reach our fullest potential. Okay, we have to create the community to support the reality of our youth reaching their fullest potential. Okay, if you look at the highest achievers in our society, especially Black America, we got some successful people, but I bet if you ask them in a personal conversation, do they feel like they had the opportunity to reach their fullest potential, the majority of them would say no. And I know this because I asked this question at a church in Indianapolis full of, I guess you would say societally, successful people. And they all agreed that they did not reach their fullest potential, though they were socially successful, financially, etc. But reaching their fullest potential, no, they don't feel like they have the opportunity to. So our goal, my goal, MBL's goal, is to help our youth reach their fullest potential. Our steps next will be to go out into the religious communities of all of the local facilities here in Bloomington, speaking with the leaders of those facilities, asking them if we can address their congregation, asking for their assistance with bringing about this 24-hour community center with beds, food, clothes, tutors, mentors, educational facilities, and all of the things necessary to nurture the gifts and the aptitudes of our youth. Also, there is the community gardening program called the Concrete Rose. These are the youth putting gardens in the senior community members' lawns, yards, backyards, rebuilding that community, also teaching the kids the habits that go with growing things. So all of these things are part of a vision and a plan that I've long had, and we're going through pandemics and all of this stuff, but nothing will stop this, because that is the purpose of my life. So until I die, this will go forward, and once I connect with enough community members, then it will be in their hearts as it is in mine. And so that is the goal. So our next step is to connect with the community, the spiritual leaders, and all of those who are interested in getting involved and being a part of bringing my brother's library into full fruition. So, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to share. And I hope that you guys get involved. You can take my email. It is servant, SERVANT _OF, the number 1 at ymail.com. Servant _1 at ymail.com. Please contact me and, get involved, because we intend to do these meetings here locally and build the community and have a team of people who are working to help build this vision. So, peace, prosperity, and one love.